Good morning, viewers. My name is Onakpoma, the founder and president of Quebec Agritech, the developers of Quebec Agritech City and Farm Estates, and Quebec Foods that you have been seeing on social media platforms talking about agriculture investment and agriculture, food production, processing, and whatever. Last year, we had a presentation at the Presidential Villa, an event that is being done yearly by the Nigerian Diaspora Forum, which is also anchored by the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, led by the chairman of the board, Honorable Abike Dabiri. So here today, we did presentation last year at the villa on our cassava processing plant project, which those videos are trending on social media. Luckily, we had a father, which I'm sitting close to. He's a father. I call him a father because not all fathers will see the good works of the younger generation and feel they want to get acquainted with them, and also see that they share their long-term experience in agriculture with them. So for a couple of months, Engineer Adeyemi, who is our father here, has been on discussion with us to see that we visit his farm. So here we are live here in Kogi State at Yagba West local government, Egbe town precisely, where a lot of agricultural activities are taking place. And it might surprise you to know that Daddy has been in the agri sector, though an engineer in the electrical field who has served this country for 35 years, but never neglected farming for once. So here we are, a SONJOHN farm, the farm has been existing for a very longer time, and Daddy has been the one involved in this. So I would like us to hear from him, his experience, and what he thinks we could do together to move agriculture in Southwest as part of Quebec Food Plan, to ensure that the vision of Quebec Agritech City and Farm Estate projects, giving focus to make sure that students, Nigerians who have studied agriculture-related programs like food technology, food sciences, agriculture cannot be engraved by all Nigerians, to see that we rescue ourselves from food insecurity and make sure that Nigeria gets better and the agri sector grow more better for Nigerians. Thank you, sir.
Once again, let me first of all start by introducing myself. I'm Engineer Adeyemi, an electrical engineer, as pointed out by my guest, turned farmer. My coming into agric sector came earlier than my coming into the engineering profession. My father was a farmer. My mother was a farmer. So from the kindergarten age, I followed them to the farm. So it gave me to an early exposure in farming. And in the course of my engineering training, I realized that agriculture is as creative as engineering. So it is easier for me to flow. So right from day one after my NYC, that I decided to join the then NEPA, I included agriculture in what I would do, because I made up my mind that after the 35 years service, I'm going back to the land. And that is exactly what I have done. It's been a long journey and a long story. But as I developed myself in engineering, I was developing myself in agriculture. I've been to Israel, I've been to China, I've been to South Africa in search of knowledge in agriculture. So it's fully prepared me into a full-scale agricultural retirement life. We started the whole process of this farm thing in 1990 to be precise. And we have not stopped for a day. We keep on moving, though slow because of finance. But at least we are partially on ground. And we have something to show for the effort. My contact with Quebec was accidental. I saw their brief on the social media and I decided to probe further into it. And without mentioning word, I think my association with them is rewarding because I realized that there will always be differences in generation. The level of the Quebec generation is quite different from our level. But we believe that the two of us have the same purpose and vision. And the new generation level can rest on the knowledge and experiences of we, the older generation, to further move the vision to the front. And that is why I have to especially thank you for being able to make it. And we shall go through the whole chains together and see where we are related and how we can put ideas together and move forward. I've said we are principally into cash cropping, livestock, and food processing. It is our vision to feed the nation and encourage the youths to come on board, because what can employ the youths of this country is nothing other than agriculture. With a proper policy in place, it is possible to reduce the unemployment rate in this country by more than 60% within 5 years, if proper policies are put in place. And Nigeria will be good for it. The youths will be employed, food will be abundant to import, and even to feed us. Nigeria has all it takes. It is just for serious leadership that will give agriculture the proper place of pride in the scheme of things. I strongly believe that our association will move and create an example that will redirect the thinking of the government into the real issues and the real way of making life comfortable for Nigerians. We cannot be discussing, it's not only employment alone, it can even give us revenue that is far, far higher than what we have from petroleum. The only thing is getting it right. And I believe with the team of young men I've discussed with and their scope their views of how things should be. I strongly believe that the association will bring a better tomorrow, not only for the two groups, but for Nigeria in general, because it's going to be a miniature experience that can be blown open and expanded to whatever level we want it to go. So once again, you are welcome. We shall move around the various units, and comments, questions are welcome from time to time as we move.
Thank you, sir. Before we move into the farm to see the assets and the activities that are going on, we would like you to just give us few brief how accommodating the Egbe people are, the enormous agricultural opportunity for investors, and I went to understand earlier that there are possibilities of airports to be around the environment, the local markets. Just share with us a little bit of that, just to encourage investors that Egbe, the Yagba West local government, I'm sorry for always using East, West local government is a must location for agricultural investment.
Yes, let me first of all give this background. Egbe, we call it Jerusalem in Nigeria, because the Sudan Interior Mission activities started, the Canadian missionaries started their missionary activities in Nigeria from this town. And we had early contact with the missionaries. By 18th century, within the 18th century, the people have been mixing with the missionaries. So it gave us a lot of exposure. It gave us a lot of closeness to modernity. Modernization. And 95% of the indigenous are Christian, and you know Christian doctrine. So that is the way we are brought up. So the people here are accommodating, and we love strangers, and that's why you see the town expanding every day. The town is made up of more than 7-10 towns that came together during those tribal wars. And we live peacefully. They have their own, the various units have their own number, but you can't know. So the peace is here, the quietness, and the land. So there is no investors that comes here will never make any mistake. When you invest here, your money will come out. Erroneously, when they eat beans in the west and Lagos, or when they eat rice, they say it's from the north. It's actually from this part of the country. We don't know the number of, you can't count the number of trucks that move from this town on daily basis carrying food items, ranging from yam to beans to rice to tomatoes. Mention it. There is nothing you want that you can't get around here in abundance, in commercial quantity. There are a lot of opportunities to be tapped here. The market is not too far. You either move to Abuja or you move to Lagos. And good they think the Canadian missionaries are constructing an airport here, which I'm sure will be completed by this month. So it makes the place accessible to all parts of the world. So you don't need to go by road, so you don't have the security risk. And when you come here, you do your business peacefully and move. There is virtually no crop that you cannot grow. That you see mango here, see cashew, you see everything. You see palm tree. There is nothing you can't grow. So you grow yam. The yam are loaded in trucks on daily basis. So any investor that wants to seriously invest in agriculture should look at this place. The weather is favorable. We have enough rain. We have enough sun. What you are looking at the front here was the experiment I did with apple. And I realized that there are even locations you can get apple grown. Despite the fact, because the challenge I have here, because it's an upland one, was because of not being close to water source. But I'm sure if it's close to water source, it will do very well. So there is virtually nothing we can grow here, and the land is there. We have a dam, we call it Campe Dam. There is no amount of land you want from it, irrigated land that is completed by the federal government, that we cannot get. So we can get it to grow our cassava, we can get it to grow our rice, we can get the land to grow beans, maize, name it. Even the soya beans, we grow it in abundance there. So all we need to do is to get investors, let them come. When they come, we open the place up for them, and they see opportunities that they can buy into. But the best place to think of when you want to think of agriculture is coming to this part of the town, because we have adequate rain and adequate sun, and that is what is needed to grow anything. You don't even need your greenhouse technology to grow things here. There is natural greenhouse. So whatever you put on ground, you get the result in 100 folds. So the place is good.
Thank you so much. You have heard it all from our father to Nigerian youths. For those of you who have been following us on our social media platforms, finding out what Quebec food is all about, we are out to solve three things. One, in our Nigerian local pidgin language, is to solve stomach infrastructure. Then when I was still in the construction industry, as a construction road expert then, some of my boys would tell me, "The boss, it seems you don't believe in your stomach. Don't I know that na belle dey control head? An hungry man cannot function. A man without food cannot function." Like I also tell them each time I'm in our location in Imo. Imo is a state that is filled with fertile land. But you see, there are a lot of farmlands that are uncultivated. For us in Quebec, the focus is to solve stomach infrastructure by the design model of Quebec Agritech City. Infrastructure, standard infrastructure that could drive agricultural production, create affordable housing for people. That is to say, we have an agritech city that will be livable with all basic infrastructure, giving a key focus on food production and processing, giving opportunity to agri-graduates. I've always mentioned this in all my presentations, that agriculture has a way of motivating and leading from manufacturing to create jobs. One of our key technical partners that have really been of help to us is some of them from South Asia countries like India. India as a country, currently, if it has not even increased by now, had about 48 mega food parks being developed. What they also did, they think about the future by ensuring that they focus more on agri-graduates to see that when they are out of institution, they have industries to work. We have a lot of college of education, college of agriculture, sorry. We have University of Agriculture. If we weigh them and the massive land we have, can we really say we are doing well in agriculture in Nigeria? Are we really doing well in food production? So this is what Quebec is out to do across the 6 geopolitical zone. When you go to our website, we have always told you that we are positioning ourselves to have farm estates, go into strategic partnership with existing farmland owners, processing industries that have done very well for themselves, and see how we can make sure that things work across the country. And that we have done also from 2016. We have also tried to get the 8th Assembly and the 9th Assembly to look into this, to see how we can make it, to collaborate with them. At the same time, we have written to about 6 state governors, including the governor of Oyo State, the governor of Zamfara, Katsina, Sokoto, Imo, Nasarawa, name it. We've also written to the presidency as well to the Central Bank of Nigeria, most of the key federal government coordinating agencies to make sure that they see what we want to do. We are real and we are focused. We want to appreciate our father who never looked at our presentation, the video clip he watched on social media on our presentation at the presidential villa. He thought twice to look at it and actually get in touch with us. And from our team, we are assuring you that we will see what we can work together, encourage Nigerians as well. Nigerians used to see that there is need. As far as North Central is concerned, Yagba West local government, Egbe precisely, is fully looked at and see that agriculture will move to the next level. So Daddy will be taking us. He's a father, he's almost approaching 70. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Good. So what I also say is that if you really want to look at the core farmers, sir, the core farmers are within your age. The core farmers from 40. Mm-hmm. Now we are talking about bringing ICT into agriculture. That's the only way. Agritech, the only way we can retain youth. We can get youth to include them into agriculture. I disagree with you on that. The issue here is this. I've been to places and communities that are very good in agriculture. Those communities are deserted. You know why? If my father, who is a farmer, who has been farming for 70 years, cannot afford a luxury home of even a mini luxury bungalow as a farmer, who cannot afford the quality healthcare, you don't expect me as a son to move in that dimension. That's why you see that people believe we leave our communities deserted. Everybody wants to be in Abuja, everyone wants to be in Lagos, wants to be in Dubai and all that. Now, it's not right time for Nigerians to follow the trend. What is the trend? Converting our farmlands, our communities that have been abandoned, to farm estate, to feed existing processing industries that are lacking, that are not productive because of the issue of raw materials. So sign up with us, follow us, visit our website and see what is going on and watch what will be happening in Egbe anytime soon. Daddy will be taking us on the tour to see the entire farm. And I want us to appreciate him as a father. He has done very well. Thank you as we move on.
Thank you. We have about 7 plots here. It's actually meant for the poultry units.
Expansion.
For the expansion. Because what we have here is not more than 2 plots.
Okay.
So in case for the expansion, we have additional 7 plots.
Oh, so water is not a problem.
Electricity is no problem.
Yeah.
Because we have a 500 kV transformer.
This particular building is
the farmhouse.
Can you...
While this one, this other building is the
fruits
and the water processing plant.
Okay.
So you have this borehole there
to feed the plant.
Then you have this borehole to poultry, cattle ranch and livestock generally. Orchard section, so that we not and we also have facilities over there for about 1,000 broilers, while the building at the center is the building for the hatchery. We have the hatchery too. But to avoid vandalization, since we have not actually commenced, since there are no live birds here, we decided to park them in our warehouse.
Okay.
So, in addition to this, we also have about 7 plots behind, which I earlier showed you for expansion, so that nothing disturbs us if we want to go this way, to even include the local breeds of birds. So it's a unit on its own. We have the poultry, we have the hatchery, we have the feed mill to produce the necessary feeds for it. We shall get to the feed mill.
You were also talking about the market for it.
Yeah, the market here is enormous because, in fact, I don't know which one is larger, either here or Lokoja in size. And there is no operational, there is no poultry farm at all. We get our, most of from the decent ones, the people with 50, 100 birds. So if we are able to revive this.
No problem. A lot of investors who are interested
in poultry, the facilities are on ground. The feed mill, the hatchery, and the cages or what you need for your.
And there's room for expansion.
And there's room for expansion as well.
That's great.
It has a dedicated borehole to itself. So it's set.
Now, does the climate weather condition
beautiful, the weather
that of Oyo State Ibadan precisely, because we have a location in Ibadan at the back of
we've never
in terms of sustaining their lives, you know.
No,
climate weather is one issue.
The weather is beautiful when it comes to livestock here.
Yeah.
Because the beauty of it is that we've never actually had any attack of any type of disease or anything. There is no, we've never had any
the
weather is perfect
for the birds
and it's safe for the birds and what have you. The same thing applicable to the fish farm. In fact, we can crop 20,000 fish without casualty. That's to show you how friendly the weather is. So it's good. Investors are welcome.
That's good. Okay.
So where we are here is where we have the orchard.
Okay.
The orchard is where we have the citrus, the red apple, the red grape, the white grape, the tangerine, the tanjalo, the oranges, and mangoes. The mangoes are exotic. They are mainly from Israel. The oranges too are exotic. They are supposed to fruit around the year when we irrigate it. So investors can decide to look at the offset, since we have a lot of boreholes around, so that we can be catching.
What we just need to do is to set up an irrigation system.
Yeah, we can even do it. Yes, to make sure we have continuous production.
Since we have enough borehole to sustain.
Yeah, we can. So let's go so that you can film the. So just as I said, luckily the palm trees are not dead. The mangoes are not dead. They are coming up. Though the yield may not be much this year because of the fire incident, but subsequently we are sure and we are guaranteed of adequate yield. For the fire incident, the whole place will have been whitish. Don't mind the size, be careful. Miniature ranch.
Okay.
Yes, this is where we bring the calf, this is where we tend the small cows. Yes, we have the main ranch in the bush. But here we have, this is where we tender the small cows for medication, because there's a borehole too, specially meant for them. So we can control what they eat, we can control what they drink. So when they are healthy enough and they are strong enough and old enough, we send them to meet their parents. Then it also affords us the opportunity of getting milk, because when you separate them from the mother, when they don't see them all the time, you have opportunity to have more milk. At our peak, we had more than 700 heads of cattle, but presently, probably 100. But it is what we can expand to whatever level because the experience is there, the knowledge is there. So investors too can come up and a lot will be gained from it. So they were able to stop the fire from here. House, I mean the laborers' lodge, where the farm hands to monitor activities. Yes, yes. About 5,000 palm trees, and we have cashew trees too, in thousands. Far end here, near the river bank, is where we have our plantain and banana crops. You can see them over the fence. You can also see our cashew there. Yeah. You can see the cashew and even palm tree. Which we shall still come to. We shall film it when we are going. Okay. And these sections are for gari and cassava processing. Okay. The equipment here is the pillar. We have the cassava chipping machine there. We have all whatever equipment we need for cassava processing. We have them here in commercial quantity, both mechanized and manual. Okay. So investors too can cash into that. It will be in the region of 4 or 5 tons of gari per day. And the good thing about it is that when you are processing your gari, it does not stop your other cassava derivatives from like fufu and the rest. Yeah, that's the pillar. It places washes, then you do the complete washing here. Then we can go. Can we see from here? We'll go through the other. Go through the other. Okay. The diesel and the electricity, so that when there is no electricity, you know where to go. You also have the pressers here. Over there. Over there. Do we go there so that you film it? Everybody knows what the presser is. Yam, we do our powdered beans and flours, cassava flours. Any Nigerian food can be turned into flours there. Any Nigerian staple food that you know of today can be turned into.
Invariably, your goal with Quebec is the same. For Quebec, we are focusing more on food crops. Okay.
Yeah. And this place is almost equidistant from here to Lagos, which is the market center, and from here to Abuja. It's almost equidistant.
From here to Abuja is 6 hours.
And because of road limitations. Yes. But when you calculate the kilometer range, it's the same kilometer from here to Lagos.
Yeah. And also you process palm oil.
Yeah, we are going there. Yeah.
For you to have had
so much.
And I want you to also know, those are most palm oil is palm trees is one thing that gives, which I know you are very much aware, that the Malaysia government, Malaysia citizens are actually earning from. So
yes,
they invest in it as citizens. They turn whatever income that comes from it, they feed on it. They enjoy and they export as well.
Yes, in fact, the latest research now in the University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, confirm that a palm tree can yield ₦1 million per annum. Okay. But the details are yet to be exposed. But if you get across to them, a palm tree is supposed to yield ₦1 million per year.
We are aware of that, and that's why currently we have an offer on our portal for people to run investment on palm kernel crude. And someone called me and said, is it possible to do 12%, 12.5% quarterly return on investment? That's not doable, but it's doable. Those of us who are based in Abuja, we know what palm oil translates to, so it's doable.
Rice, beans.
Could you just tell us briefly on this machine?
Yes, this.
So we have an idea, but let investors see what.
Yes, this machine is mainly for removal of shaft and impurities from rice bran.
Okay.
I mean from rice, what is it called? From rice, raw rice and the beans. It blows it up through this pipe. And it can do a trailer a day. That is blowing off the dirt for the packaging. And blowing off the dirt before going to processing. Understand my point? Our processing mill, we do 1,500 kilograms in 1 hour.
Really?
Yeah, for the rice. So this is where we process raw rice to rice.
There's every possibility for expansion.
Yeah.
The market is there.
Yeah, the market is there. So once we process here raw rice, we now remove the raw rice from here, right, to the other factory to sort them out and polishing and packaging.
You've done well. Exactly what I wanted. You've done well.
Every of our youth can follow
Your
this line.
children and the journalism me, I'm proud of you. You are inspiring me.
It takes a lot of prayers and sacrifices. When we need to mix 1 or 2 powders, we use this. This is one. So we have 3 dryers. So we cannot run short of drying at any given time.
A lot of parts of the farm settlements in Nigeria are actually lacking dryer.
That's why
especially in Nasarawa State, at the part of, we have Karishi, Abuja, we have Karishi, Nasarawa.
Okay.
A quite number of them have actually approached us if we can actually do kind of investment just for drying
only.
only.
In fact, that's why we've invested so much in drying.
If you have this, you have done well.
And one thing that we now see is that most of our dryer, we've adapted them so that we now use the waste from palm tree, from the palm produce, to fire them instead of electricity. Because research has shown that the cost of eating is enormous when you do it through electrical heating. Most of the machines have electrical heating, but we have jettisoned them for palm kernel waste heating, so that we remove the palm kernel shell to do the heating. So thereby
this
you
machine that is being reinstalled,
yes.
because I know it's not new,
Yes.
you are just doing restructuring.
Yes.
What's the job?
The job of that machine is actually for grinding. It can grind any of Nigerian grains into fine powder. So after drying, we grind them to powder. If we want powdered rice, we use the machine to grind. And it's several tons in a day. The capacity should be up to 10 tons per hour.
So in terms of space,
There is enough space. We have stores here. All these are warehouses.
plug and play system.
Yes. So all these areas we
You
can
can see this for yourself.
you can see that we have even done the ceiling so that we can now use partition.
All you just need is bring the equipment, plug and play,
That's all.
business starts.
It's also to add to flour production. But with or without it, We have enough capacity.
Speculation that is going on by us, which I believe when the partnership becomes
Fruitful.
fruitful, we want to see that the people in Southwest no longer eat food that is improvised with
So many things.
so many things. So when you talk about food now, people are scared in Southwest. So for Southwest, you can be rest assured that from this farm, you will get a fufu that is not improvised with
Anything.
anything
Raw
that-
fufu
raw fufu
that is odorless,
odorless,
tasteless, and very neat. Very, very neat.
One thing I can assure you, our director of processing has over 13 years experience. 13 years experience, so we know what is obtainable. For Quebec, we are key about quality, healthy food for Nigerians. Because what Nigerians are consuming these days, that is what is causing a lot of health problems. So for Quebec, we want to change the narrative. We want to appeal to Nigerians to see that this is achieved. When we had our presentation with the Federal Ministry of Investment, Trade and Investment and Trademark. And these were some of the things we made known to them. That things need to change. Quality and the kind of food we eat.
The generating point will be there. This road used to be through, so that if we are going to phase 2, we just drive in. Phase 2 is where you have this cashew. The farm. You can see them. It goes like this. If you want to go to phase 2, you cross here. This pond, this wall was just put there because of the dam. And at least to save students from coming in. Equipment is for the palm oil. The other one is for cracking the palm kernel. So they are many, but they can satisfy. They are many in nature, but they can satisfy our demand, our want here. They are okay, it's just okay for the farm.
Okay.
Because we have just close to 5,000 palm trees.
Okay, 5,000 palm trees.
In both phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is about 3,000. This one were planted some 15 years ago. 15, 20 years ago.
Quite a long time.
Alright guys, we just left the farm and I want to make you to understand that the farm is still on the same road where you have the airstrip, Egbe airstrip. And we are meant to understand that sooner or later it will be available for takeoff flights to Lagos or Abuja with specific days of the week. So you can see that investment here will not really be a problem for those of you who have interest in investing in our vision of making Nigeria the next destination for agriculture, basically to make sure that we make wealth from agriculture. I know of you have looked to our Facebook page and all that, we told you there are hidden secrets in profit making. Make profit from profit to wealth creation through some selected agro commodities. So keep on, we take much of it, but we just want to make you understand that the place we are is Egbe town, which is Yagba West local government in Kogi State. Follow us more as we are rounding up gradually. Thank you. machine is this?
This one is the rice polisher.
Okay. What's the function?
The function is just to remove debris from the rice after they might have grounded the debris from the this one will remove those black spot that is on the rice.
Okay.
And make it
more presentable.
Yes.
What about this?
This one is the displaner.
Okay.
This one will separate the stone in the other side. Yes. And also breakable rice. One that is not up to standard is going to separate it.
So where are we entering now?
So this one is the packaging bag. This one. After the machine processes this thing, it's going to package itself. So, yes. You can see the key at the back. So this one is the you place the bottle here. So this thing will revolve. We will put in the bottle in this direction to come. Yes. So once it stands like this one will come down and stamp and seal the water.
So this all confirms what we shared online.
We have the reservoirs and the mercury.
Okay. Thank you for taking us around.
So
at this point, this is where we come to an end for our inspection. We'll be returning back to Abuja. Follow us on social media and a lot of investment opportunities online for people who are interested to invest in Kogi State. Thank you.